So, Christopher, let's talk about what I call dead soil syndrome.
Dead soil syndrome sounds very serious. It happens a lot, Wendy. People buy in soil from what's called soil from landscape yards. And really the thing is you don't know what you're getting. A lot of times it's actually subsoil that's been basically strip mined off new residential developments. The common thing is it usually packs down really hard. So people have got this hard, crusty soil. You've got very little organic matter. You don't know if there's any residues in the soil from previous use of it being farmland. You've really got a lucky dip there. It's a hard way to start a garden using that soil because, it gets marketed under all sorts of wonderful names like this is a landscape soil and this is a topsoil and this is a lawn dressing soil. And, maybe the Consumer Competition Commission should have a look into it because
well, they have
labels
actually.
are pretty broad.
They have. That has been going on in Australia. Let me give you a little bit of background. This person approached me because they're used to being able to grow their vegetables, their food and their plant medicines. They've never had a problem with it before. And then when they moved to their new place, they built some garden beds and they went and got some soil from the local nursery and tipped it in there and used that. And they were told it was very good soil. And I've seen this happen to quite a few people. That's why we show you how to make a no-dig medicine garden that you can also use for your veggies, because it's really important what goes underneath your plants. So anyway, Shirley was her name, and she tried several different ways of getting things to grow, and things would start to grow. And that often happens when you've got new soil in it. They use up whatever nutrients that are in it very quickly and then becomes dead. So it doesn't have to be because of toxins. It can be because it's been sitting out there in the rain for a while and the nutrients have washed out of it.
Leached out.
Yeah. So, but in this case, given where it had come from, was composted materials from the tip, it's highly likely it had toxic materials in it as well. So Christopher, you and I both spoke with Shirley at length about this and came up with solutions. So can you remember what the first thing we suggested was?
Well, the one that I remember is we just take all that soil out because it had proven itself to just not work at all. I'd like to throw in a tip here, Wendy, that I learned when I was at the Botanic Gardens. A nurseryman there said, because they would experiment with mixes for growing plants in the nursery, and they said, we tested out by growing alyssum. So if a soil mix will grow alyssum, then they're pretty sure that they can grow a range of other things. So that might be a helpful tip for people to tuck away if they're faced with a situation.
So alyssum is the common garden flowering ground cover.
That's it. You can get it
that you can get in any nurseries.
Yeah. And they would say grow from seed because then you're really touching on how that plant is going to react to the soil conditions.
Okay, so so we recommended that Shirley take all the soil out. Now, I've found in the past that if that happens, that people have this problem, it can sometimes be fine just to take half out and then put some really good mix on. But in this case, that didn't work. Now, what Shirley's next question was, okay, a friend of mine's got some soil she said I can have. And we're both going, no. You never know what's been in that soil. And I instructed her how to make a no-dig one and said that's really probably the best way to avoid having any contaminant or nutrient problem soil in your garden.
Yeah, basically build your soil. Another aspect